guys can all relax. I have my glasses on this time. You guys are worse than my girlfriend. I shave my face and I don't wear my glasses for one video and you're all over me. But I love you guys all the same. I'm sure that you know this already, but my name is Adrian and this is Rabona TV, and why don't you just hit that subscribe button so that you can join us 2 to 3 times a week to talk about whatever it is we're talking about in the videos. Today is an international football edition of the show where we're talking about VAR, the Confederations Cup, and everything else that happened in Russia. The Confederations Cup got off to a weird sort of start for me, as Russia was playing the home opener. Obviously it's a home opener, duh, Adrian, it's in Russia. But they couldn't even fill the whole stadium. I mean, I guess it makes sense. A lot of Russian football fans feel sort of disenfranchised by the team because it seems like the team doesn't even care that they're playing half the time. And that lack of caring kind of goes both ways. But anyways, this match was filled with a whole lot of meh. And it was very fitting that the first goal of the tournament was sort of an own goal, as there's been some not great football in this tournament so far. But I do have to say that I was impressed by New Zealand, as they didn't really roll over for Russia in this one. They had a few good goal scoring chances of their own, hitting the post, nice saves from the Russian keeper, I believe it was Akinfeev, though I can't remember. I was sort of half watching this game. And perhaps with a little extra luck, they could have gotten a goal of their own and made this match very interesting. After that semi-stinker of an opener, we had Portugal versus Mexico, which I personally was really excited for. But not just because of my Portuguese blood, but also because both teams have been playing some pretty decent football coming into this tournament. But then I saw the travesty that was the starting 11 for Portugal. Santos, you got it wrong, man. What the f is Nani doing in the starting lineup? What is João Moutinho doing in the starting lineup? Why isn't Andre Silva playing? Why isn't Pizzi playing? At first I was a little bit unhappy about Quaresma being on there, but then it turned out he was probably our most dangerous attacker, even though he was quite wasteful and trying to score on every opportunity he got. He had 6 shots in that match, and a lot of them missed. But what was even shittier than his shots was his haircut. Dude, what are you doing? Everybody knows that you're going bald. It's fine. People go bald, but don't make a travesty of your head with that ugly pattern on top. Have a little self-respect, man. Also, what happened to Andre Gomes? He looked slow for one, and awful for another. I guess that he's just low in confidence after what was a really tough season for him in Spain, where he was getting criticized week after week, being said he wasn't of the quality to play at Barcelona, and judging from this match, he didn't really look like it either. But that's enough for manager Adrian. Aside from all that bullshit in our starting 11, this match in general just didn't have much quality. There was passes going everywhere from both sides. The fullbacks on both teams were prone to make mistake after mistake. The shooting was dire at times. Possession was dominated by Mexico, but they didn't do a ton with it because even then, Portugal still had the same amount of chances as they did. So that game didn't really excite me. The quality of the football was pretty bad, and it was just a reminder of how much superior club football is over international football. Also, you gotta say that Ronaldo looks like a very distracted man at this moment, both on the pitch and off. On the pitch, he looked like he couldn't be bothered at times, or maybe he's just tired from a long season. But even after the match, when he was accepting his Man of the Match award, which, by the way, how the hell did he win that? He did not look happy at all. Now, that could be due to the result, giving up that late goal, which it likely is, or it could be this whole saga with him and Real Madrid and the tax services of Spain. The most entertaining match of the opening round was without a doubt Cameroon versus Chile, as both these teams were playing open, free-flowing, attacking football, and what helps is that both of them seem to have some pretty weak defenses. So there's chances galore, especially for Chile. I actually pegged Cameroon as the dark horses of this tournament, and you know what? After seeing today's match between Germany and Australia, they could slip through this group stage into the semifinals, ahead of Germany. And I gotta say, Jimmy and I f***ed up. Portugal, I'm not sure, well, yes, it's only been one match and there's still 2 more matches to be played in the group stage, but Portugal didn't look great, and Chile looks like the team to beat in this tournament, especially when Alexis Sanchez is on the pitch, because as soon as he came on in the second half, you knew it spelt doom for Cameroon, and even though it was scoreless until the 81st minute, it always seemed like Chile was going to win this one. And sure enough, Sanchez was at the heart of the first goal, and sort of the second goal, in which Vargas was almost robbed again from VAR. Chile plays against Germany next, and speaking of which, they had a close call against Australia. I didn't actually get to watch this match as I was at work, but judging from the condensed version of the match that I watched, and considering that this isn't the best Australian team that we've seen over the past few years, the typically well-organized Germany looked liable to be, well, disorganized, especially in defense, as both of the Australian goals came off of weird rebounds and poor play, it's gotta be said, from Bernd Leno, who's usually a pretty damn solid keeper. So Germany could be in trouble, especially if they can't get a result against Cameroon. Cameroon's my other team in this tournament. Shout out the Indomitable Lions, man. Ambroise Oyongo, MTL represent, even though he's not playing. Alright guys, let's talk VAR for a second, because personally, I've always been a supporter of it, because when a big decision in a match needs to be made, like an offside call leading to a goal, or a penalty call that could lead to a penalty that could lead to a game-deciding goal. But when a big decision like that needs to be made, the right decision needs to be made. And we owe it to the game and the competitors for the right decision to be made. And for the most part, that's been the case with VAR so far, except for arguably that first Vargas goal that was disallowed, because personally, and this one's splitting opinions everywhere, I think that it was onside. But you're literally splitting hairs on that decision. However, one thing that I'm absolutely hating about VAR is the confusion that just erupts all over the pitch when all of a sudden the referee's standing there making his box signal and none of the players can even ask him what's going on because he tells them just to f off. Even us viewers who usually have the upper hand and the benefit of replays don't get that benefit because they don't show us what they're reviewing until the decision's been made. For example, Portugal's first goal that was disallowed, they were reviewing a play way back, not the actual play of when the ball entered the net. Yet everyone watching and everyone on the pitch had no clue what was going on. Why? Because they don't let you know what's being reviewed until the decision has been made. It's whack! What do they show us? Just the silhouettes of the VAR dudes sitting in the broadcast booth with a bunch of monitors, but we can't see what they're looking at. There's like a million monitors there. It could be anything. One thing that people really were having a difficult time with VAR was that it would disrupt the game too much. But to be honest, even though it felt like a lifetime, that first decision that was made in the Portugal versus Mexico game only took 40 seconds. 40 seconds isn't that much time. Think about your average player that rolls around on the pitch faking an injury. Usually it's way longer. Look at Nani, even though he took that hard elbow from Hector Herrera, that f***ing asshole. I hate that guy. He was laying on the pitch like he just got knocked the f out. And that took over a minute. So 30 to 40 seconds to make the correct decision in a match. Fine by me. I feel like I've said a lot of good and a lot of bad, but ultimately, net, I think that VAR is a good thing. If they can iron out the confusion, then it's gonna be a great thing that we'll all get used to within a season or two. All right, boys and girls, that's it for me. I gotta go to bed. Well, by the time I publish this, it'll be I gotta go to work. This is a bit of a ranty video. I don't know, I just felt like turning on the camera and talking to you guys for a bit. Also in the summer, it's a lot harder to find interesting stories to talk about because there's not much football going on. So the most interesting things are transfers. Speaking of which, transfers are going to be on Thursday or Friday this week because I'm trying to get another video out to you guys this weekend because I want to do another player profile. It's been a minute, but I've been so busy. I've got friends coming into town. I've got events to go to. Work has been really crazy, and it's only going to get crazier, but I promise you there will always be at least 2 videos going up per week. Okay? Love you guys. My name is Adrian. This is Rabona TV, and I'll see you soon.